Okay, fam. Welcome back to the Saucy Sibs podcast with your host. I'm Francesca.
And I'm Nicodemus.
And we are at Tales of the Cocktail. If you don't know, I'm not even sure if this is the right stat, but I'm going to say it's the world's leading cocktail conference.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Sure.
We're here in lovely New Orleans and filming from the Ritz-Carlton in our fancy little room. And Nick, who do we have with us today?
All right. So we have Nick. We have Nick Hogan.
Nick.
Yeah.
Who is Nick and Nick. I know. It
I'm
happens
Nick
a lot.
sandwich.
I know.
Love it.
Nick Hogan is the owner of Movers and Shakers Co. and the Instagram runner, meme lord of Movers and Shakers,
that.
which, if you don't know, it is the premier bartending service industry meme page.
I love that. Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
right.
thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here. We've been catching up, so we know each other pretty well, but excited to see what we have in store.
No.
So Nick was one of the main people we wanted on the
I know.
podcast. So it's so funny. Everyone, when they heard the name Saucy Sibs, obviously not thinking siblings and thinking a cocktail conference, they thought it was Saucy Sips.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, we should start a series with that.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, you guys are like cocktail influencers. And we're like, not exactly.
Not quite.
We're just siblings who are saucy. And we're like, where else are we going to find the saucy
The
people?
alcohol helps the sauciness, though. I'm
Exactly.
assuming.
It started as a wine podcast. I
Oh,
think
okay.
That's kind of where a little bit of that came from, but now we're far beyond that.
Yeah, now you're on to cocktails,
Yeah.
a bigger world.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kind of.
Another
Yeah.
world, at least.
But we're just people who are so into like other internet people and the memers, the movers, and the shakers
I love
are
that.
like
Yeah.
the type of people we want on here. So like you're one of our big people we wanted on. So I
I
love
feel
that.
very honored and like not
Yeah.
worthy, but I'll take it.
No, we stole him away from
Stole.
The actual
Yeah.
booth, yeah.
yeah, because most of your business is merch, right? Or maybe
It
you could
is,
tell us,
yeah.
is it mostly merch, mostly partners and memes?
Yeah, so it actually, most memers I feel like start as memers
Yeah.
or something, comedians, whatever, and then they try to monetize, so they go into merchandise of their own. It's funny, I started as merchandise, so my background is in bartending. I work for a whiskey brand as well, Angel's Envy, which is under the Bacardi family.
Do you know Darren?
I do, yeah.
Hummingbird?
Yeah, he's awesome.
I met him in Aspen. I was
Cool.
so upset that he wasn't going to be here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
I love
super
it.
awesome. He's way cooler than me. But yeah, so I started in that world, and I kind of fell into bartending and fell in love with it, and kind of saw like all the things that were going on in that world, like Tales of the Cocktail, and I was like, I wanted to be a part of it. And I also want to find a way, because I was just like this little baby bartender, super eager. I want to find a way to like brand myself. So my idea, this was before like memes were like crazy blowing up.
So what year?
This was around like 2016. So there were memes, obviously, but
Yeah.
it was like a different world. There was like 5 meme templates, way back in the day. But I started making like merch, like real small stuff, and like selling it to my friends, and eventually like on the internet and through like Facebook. And then it wasn't until like COVID when things started shutting down. My partner had a meme page called Cocktails and Memes, like Cocktails and Dreams. And like her page was like blowing up, like within a month at like 10,000 followers, maybe more. And like, I was like, yo, you should keep doing this. This is crazy. Like super helpful for my business too, obviously. She didn't like the like site on her, and like people get kind of nasty in the comments sometimes. So she couldn't handle that. And so she kind of like fell off. And that's when I was like, everybody's out of work. Like everybody's bummed out. I'm like, what we need is like funny shit. So like, I was like, I'm going to dabble. And I never like made memes, but I grew up like on Reddit, like in the early
Like
days
Integer?
of Reddit. Yeah. So like, I knew all the like shit people used to say, and like all the templates and like all that like weird meme shit. So I got into it, and like no one was really doing, there were like her and then Beer Ghost, which is Max Reese. He's in LA. He was making a few memes, but like not as a memer, just kind of like on his page. And so that's when I started, and I just like went with it. And like we talked about like podcasting and consistency already, but like my mindset is like, when I'm home, try to post twice a day and like just be consistent with it. So my screen time is crazy.
I bet. Yeah.
But I'm consistent with it, and I'm trying to drop like 10, like in a carousel, like 10 memes in a post. So yeah.
How do you feel about like Instagram algorithms and what it's been doing the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, I think I played into it with the memes because like it used to just be like I would have some like cool stuff for the industry, but I was like a photographer, and this was like back in the day, Instagram was like there were a few of us like influencers or whatever, and it was like the race to like the perfect cocktail photo, and that was like everybody got amazing at photography because we were all trying to like make this beautiful shot because that's what you got likes on.
Well, Instagram started as like it was the aesthetic influencer, and now it's
not
everybody
at
wants
all. Like you can just get on there with
content.
an iPhone photo and like as long as your content's like funny or relatable. So so now it's like going into videos and like meme stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not like the greatest at the video stuff and like it's super time consuming, but you know, I played into it with the memes. So at the end of the day, like it's the algorithm. You kind of got to see what other people are doing and like tailor it to your brand and still be authentic because like the last thing you want to do is just like not be you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I try to be humorous and everything like I'm posting is like something that's happened to me or like I'll overhear a conversation of like something that's happened. I'm like, that's funny. Like, how can I like tailor that to like our world?
Yeah.
Well, your brain starts thinking in memes.
It does. Yeah. Like all the time. And it's like, it's really funny. And then like other people know. So then they're like, yo, like this happened or like you should make this meme or like I get sent like so much stuff, which is good and bad. Okay. So, like, my DMs are just like hundreds of messages. It's really hard to keep up with. Because like I used to, in the early days, I would like make a point to like have a conversation with every single person because I could.
Yeah.
Now it's like, it's a lot.
Well, I have just a few questions. Like, okay, so I literally like there's so many times that you are just like really in the top of my algorithm.
Oh, I love to hear that.
I will literally wake up and just kind of like you're just I open Instagram, it's you.
Yeah.
You know
That's what we did for
love
Tales
that.
the Cocktail. Every morning I'm like, did you see the Tales memes? And we've been like telling each other.
I know. And people like send them to me and I'm like, I've already seen, you know, but
I've already seen it. Yeah.
But like literally I feel like I almost like start my mornings with your memes.
Whoa, I love that.
But how do you like you're so fast at it.
Yeah.
Or all like meme alerts are. I don't get it. I literally don't understand just you have them ready. 10 of them. Just on point, you know? And that's what kind of like blows my mind, just like the literal logistics of it. Do you have like just a lot of folders on your phone of different reactions?
I have like embarrassingly over 170,000 photos of like on my iPhone.
Yeah.
And like granted, not all those are memes, but I'm a photographer, so that helps, but also memes. So like I do have like a backlog of like tons of stuff, and my system is like probably the most archaic thing ever. It's just I favorite things. So I just go through and like look at that. But yeah, I follow just like a lot of really like crazy shit posting memes accounts, which are like smaller, and those give me like templates or ideas for things.
They tell the people who might not know what shit posting accounts is.
I don't even know the definition. It's just like any kind of like, I don't know, how do you describe it? It's like a meme about like, it's literally the name, I guess. It's like just shitty memes, but like, they can be about anything. Like, and some pages are like really like pinpoint focused on what they post. And it's like one
so niche.
But like one like stupid thing. Like it'd be like minion memes or something like, you know what I mean? And like, but I think it's funny to like, I think it's funny to be me in the sense that like I'll post like some serious stuff or be like really in depth niche cocktail stuff, and then just like a Garfield meme that's like deep fried and like hilarious shit posting.
There is like, no definition.
There's no definition. It's just like just ridiculous like low quality memes that are like usually kind of racy, but like I don't post that kind of stuff, but just like stupid stuff. So I like to have like stuff that's like, wow, this is very like on point, and then like some really dumb thing to like break up the like this is just supposed to be silly. It's like at the end of the day, like I think my mindset is like I come from a very, very like craft scene of like cocktails, and like it's taken very seriously. It's like very hyper focused, but I think it shouldn't be. Like it should just be fun, and like these memes are like everything is making fun of myself at the end of the day. So some people are like, man, you're attacking this. It's like, no, I'm just like joking about it. Like it's just like, let's not take it so seriously. There's like you've probably seen it here though. Like there's some stuff that's like crazy, like cocktail like focused stuff, and it's like we're just here to get drunk. Or, like, or like we're sober, but we're here to have fun at the end of the day.
Yeah. Actually, when I met Nick yesterday or the day before at the Movers and Shakers booth, I was talking about how I was celebrating my 100 days sober at a cocktail conference, which is hilarious and ironic and ridiculous. But it's still been, I think, one of the most fun weeks I've ever had in my life.
Hell yeah.
But then you were like, oh, I'm sober too, which is also so ironic and hilarious to be running the industry account.
Yeah. So I think that plays into it as like my sobriety, like, I don't know. I think it was so taboo when I stopped like 4.5 years ago.
Gosh, I couldn't even imagine that because it's still like a little weird. Like you have that like, oh, you must be like a buzzkill or you're not as fun. But it's totally changing now to where I think my reactions have mostly just been, to be honest, like, damn, like almost like a little bit of jealousy from people. And I don't think that was the case.
No, I mean, a lot of it was like, even as a bartender, it was like, how are you sober? Or why are you so? It was like questions. And it's like, you shouldn't be asking somebody that. It's like kind of personal. Like, unless you really, really know them. And like, I think I told somebody this story, but like one of my regulars was like, yo, you want a shot? And I was like, actually, like, I'm cutting back. I'm not drinking. I was like, do you mind, like, maybe just a Topo Chico? Like, and I'll cheer. And he's like, what? And I was just like, wait, you'll buy me a $10 shot, but you won't buy me $1 Topo Chico? Like, what?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And like, but how it's like changed and like become more accepted. Like, we've been next to the No-Lo bar all week. And like, most activations have options for people like us. And like,
so no low. Anyone in not industry doesn't know those terms. So no alcohol or low alcohol. So they just call it like no low.
Yeah, it's my lingo. I'm so like focused, and maybe the lay person doesn't know that kind of stuff. But and even like people that like, I was talking to somebody, they were like, I drink, but I'll have 1 or 2 drinks, and then I'll have like a mocktail or any cocktail. Like it's just good to have options because not everybody's trying to get wasted.
Yeah.
Which when I drank, maybe that was the goal, and that's why I'm sober now.
Right. Well, that's like some of, I feel like, the sober people in the world. And of course, not everyone, but it's like, it's funny that people think of them as like not fun. And it's like, no, man, like I'm too much fun.
Yeah.
I was always the life of the party and always that. And it's like, so don't like assume that I'm like a loser. I want to stay home. It's like, I'm just like so much of the party that like we had to like cut it back a little bit.
Yeah, tone it down a little. But I think like it was funny because when I first stopped, it was kind of like, oh, now I can stay out even later.
Yeah.
Because now I can wake up earlier and feel fine, which was not really the case. I still was very, very tired, but at least I wasn't hungover. But I was also like, all right, let's fucking go. And I want to see my friends get drunk now and like laugh at them. So it almost became like enabling them, which I don't know if it's a good thing, but like, it's
I'll
just
do
like,
that. I'll be like, next bar, guys. Let's do
exactly.
it.
It's like, I want y'all to have fun, but you can at least like watch them and babysit, be responsible. So
absolutely. But that's been one of my favorite things is that I can like, you can go to every party, especially at Tails. I'm like, let's hit this one, let's hit that one, let's hit this one. And then you like wake up refreshed.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
can't
like,
imagine. Like I did my first Tails when I was still drinking, but like I can't imagine because it's so overwhelming sober because there's so much to do. To imagine like drinking at every single stop is insane. So I don't know how people do it. Even now I'm tired. So
because it has been just like emotionally exhausting, and then you're like sweating. Like you guys, it's like 99 degrees and like 100% humidity here.
Crazy humidity, yeah.
And there's like a conversation to be had like everywhere you go. So it's like socially like draining on your battery. If you're not like an extreme extrovert. Which is awesome. Like I love meeting people and I love talking, but at the end of the day, I'm just like my brain is scrambled and I'm like,
it is. It's been waking up and starting to chat and start conversations, and it's cool because it's everybody else that you've been excited to see, and you're sharing ideas and talking about stuff. But then it's from 9 a.m. to like 3 a.m.
Yeah. I don't think it ends technically.
I don't really think it does either.
Some people, stay up all night. Aaron Rose. Yeah. It's intense.
Yeah. Aaron Rose. That's a famous place here. We've been told to go. We haven't made it yet.
What is it called?
It's called Aaron Rose. Yeah. So like Irish bar, they have a frozen Irish coffee that's like famous. Like you have to try it.
Yeah.
I don't think they have an NA version, but yeah.
Classic.
Not yet. Yeah. I was going to ask, what is your biggest post or the most viral?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's been like crazy lately. I don't know what's happened, but like some things are getting like 15, 20,000 likes. And I can't like figure it out sometimes because sometimes I'll be like, this is going to fucking bang. And then it's a dud. And then sometimes like I think it's like simple is better with some things. Like I said, like it started very hyper focused on cocktail bartending. I've kind of broadened it a little bit to be more like anybody in the service industry, and also like kind of just like angsty posting for like, you know, our age, like 20 to early 30s ish. I don't know how old you guys are.
Yeah.
But 33.
Yeah.
28.
I'm 28. Yeah.
34. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like broaden it a little bit. And I think it's just bringing more people in, which has been fun. Yeah. So I don't know if there's like a single one. I think like the angstier ones just like do well. Yeah.
They just hit, we're all depressed.
I think so. Yeah. It's kind of funny to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been loving your memes that have been like, hey, don't like kind of making fun of the people that aren't at Tales of the Cocktail.
Oh.
Yeah. I got sent the one that was like, hey, could you stop posting about Tales of the Cocktail? I'm at work and it makes me sad or something. 10 people sent that to me.
Oh
and I
my
was just
gosh.
like, motherfucker.
We reposted your one today that was what's his name from? I think he was in the Barbie movie. But he was
Ryan Gosling or
the Juno guy.
Michael
That
Cera?
he was like Michael Cera. Michael Cera meme where it was like when it's your first Tales and you're just so excited and full of pep and ready to meet everyone. I was like, that's us.
That's us. Yeah.
Like
then the burnt out Oppenheimer or something is like opposite of that. 10th Tales.
Exactly.
So like with meme culture and like
Yes.
now you're like one of the big guys is like, do you know any other meme lords? And don't you guys kind of like beef with each other a little bit? Like there's kind of like this weird like.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll talk about some beef real quick.
Okay,
but
love it.
I have like, oh man, I'll give away the secret.
Okay.
Just for your, followers. So there's Good Cocktails, which also does like industry memes. And this was like during COVID. He was memeing a lot more consistently, and I was as well. And we had some beef for sure. Like he was poking some fun at some of the stuff I posted a lot.
Yeah.
But I poked back.
Good.
But behind the scenes, I knew him before the meme page. Like we're friends, so a little bit was manufactured, but a little bit was some good fun. There are definitely a few pages that I don't get along with, but
you guys kind of like go to war with each other a little bit.
I know I'm at the point like, you said like I'm one of the big meme pages, so thank you. I don't see it that way, but I guess I am. It's almost like if somebody's poking fun at me and they're like small, that if I go back at them, I almost give them more visibility.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah.
So if I don't acknowledge them, that means I have real beef with them.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll put it that way.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, with the like manufactured beef or you not wanting to acknowledge the little people, we found out recently, just so we have a few friends like in PR and other influencers, a not talked about secret of like the big TikTokers.
Oh yeah.
Is they have their own burner pages and they'll come on their own page and attack themselves.
So they get like people to
So they get their followers to also defend them. And it's engagement. So they'll come on and be like,
that's genius.
It's honestly genius.
Are they doing it themselves or are they paying like an agency?
I'm sure both.
Yeah.
I'm
cool
sure
with if you're doing it for yourself. If you're like paying someone else, like good for you, but that's kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
It is, but you got to come on and be like,
celebs probably do that too.
100%. Like,
I've heard that.
Like, oh, she looks so stupid in this dress. Like, she looks fat. What a loser. And then like your people will come in and defend you and whatever. And now you've got that like that thing that sets the algorithm off is people arguing with each other.
Like, what do you think about like maybe just to be specific, like videos that are like cooking videos, but they're like so ridiculous and like bad. But they're definitely doing it to get engagement. Like, is that funny still? It's not supposed to be funny, but it's like I see him on Facebook more than anything.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to talk some shit because I think he is killing the game and I think he's making millions and millions of dollars so he could just laugh at me. But tipsy bartender.
Yeah, that's the perfect one. Yeah, like, he cannot be serious. Like he knows it's terrible, but people love it.
I want to meet him, and I would love to have him on the pod. To be honest, because I've followed him for years.
That's such a good idea.
But like when I watch his shit, like I will send it to Nick, and I'll be like, "Is this guy fucking serious?" It's like
there's no way.
No. So just to tell the people, if you haven't seen him, is he Jamaican? he is this
Caribbean.
This Caribbean
I'm
man.
not sure where.
And that, honestly, I think it's like his shtick, but he will just be like, hey, we're making this thing. So he'll have a vat, or let's say a kitchen sink. And it'll be
Or
like,
bathtub, just something ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's part of the other
like,
shtick of it.
we're
too.
going to make the kitchen sink, and he'll just think of the craziest thing. And he's like, we're going to pour this, and we're going to throw popsicles in it. And then we're going to throw cotton candy in it. And then this.
10 gallons of Sprite.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't need that.
And it's like a recipe.
So wasteful.
So gross.
And
so
you
wasteful.
know he's draining that.
Oh, yeah.
immediately.
No one drinks it.
He doesn't even drink
He
it.
just opens the plug. That's why he's doing it in there.
I know.
Wait, actually, I have a theory, a
That he's sober.
conspiracy that he's sober.
Yeah.
He probably
He
is.
never
Yeah.
tries anything.
No.
And people in the comments are like, this motherfucker,
Yeah.
everything he tells us we need to make, he doesn't try.
No.
But I've really investigated this, not like the sober thing, because he's definitely sober and he's definitely not fucking touching anything he makes with a 10-foot pole. But the amount of people that are like, oh my God, or like tagging their friend, like, oh my God, Becca, like we need to do this. We need to do this, Becca.
Like,
and
are
I'm
those
just
real people?
Are
Are
they?
those his bots?
Yeah.
He just
Let's
has
get to the bottom
he's
of
just
this.
a fleet of bots. Yeah.
No, because so our parents do Jello shots.
Yeah.
They
So
I
like
showed you-
our parents would look at that and be like, this is a legit recipe. Us, we would be like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my
fucking
life.
pyramid, yeah.
But we since they own a Jello shot maker, it's like we make content for them to like different Jello shots to make with our product. Okay,
I mean, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's funny is this is just what I'm saying. Like, they might not be fake people because when we would make Jello shots that were like absurd that you would actually
People
never
loved
want to
them.
make because they were annoying, like the kinky Malibu Barbie shot with the whipped cream and the this and the that,
Yeah.
it would get the most shares, like on
Yeah.
Pinterest.
That's the thing with like the algorithms is like make people want to do this ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
And then you end up with like everybody doing it though. And it's like to the point where it's like insane.
Yeah, like these recipes aren't like real. Like
Yeah.
nobody wants those
one
many
wants them.
ingredients, but I think it's like the novelty, like of it. Like, oh, that's like insane. Like, you know, those like milkshakes or like Bloody Marys that have 1,000 things.
yeah.
I don't really want a Bloody Mary
No.
that's 3 meals.
Do you want to go to the bar where it takes 35 minutes to get your drink?
Yeah.
Like, not really. I just want my drink made right.
But I think restaurants and cocktail places now are sort of doing things over the top to get people to
Oh, for sure.
Instagram them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're not actually good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just for the gram.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's a fine line. There's a balance to doing that. And I think you can do it and do it well. But yeah, I think a lot of people, and then you get like the places that their caliber isn't this level, like high. So they're doing it and like they're leaving this gap of it's going to disappoint customers at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
I just checked. He has 9 million. Tipsy Bartender
Oh,
has
yeah.
9 million followers on TikTok.
good for him.
I
No,
mean,
his.
like,
I think his
insane.
YouTube.
yeah.
Is,
Oh, his YouTube's crazy too.
It's way more than that.
oh, I'm
Actually,
now
look
I
it
gotta
up
check it.
real quick.
Now I
I
gotta
don't
check
know.
it. Sorry.
But sometimes I go on like I don't go on Facebook much. When I do, it's to see what like the worst person in the world I follow is doing in life, which is something horrible. But I get sucked into the videos, the short reels
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But because I know they're terrible, but they're so entertaining on that terrible level. But like I can only do it maybe like a couple times a week, and I'm like, I lost too many brain cells for this.
It hurts your soul. Like that's
Yeah.
what I don't love, and I try to
Yeah.
explain to people that I do love about TikTok and good Instagram pages. I'm like, it made me laugh. It's funny. I like it. But yeah, like Facebook is like the weird part of social media where like I feel
know.
worse after I get off of it. And
Like,
I
how
really
did it
don't like
become
that.
the dark, like black hole of the internet? It's like, is
Yeah.
it in like 5 years? I'm scared of what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like 4chan or something.
when you
like,
find yourself on some like Taiwanese,
Yeah.
Vietnamese, like weird shit posting account, it's like I have made it. This
Yeah.
is like the depth of the internet. Yeah. But I'll sit there and watch because I kind of love like weird stuff, or I'll watch lots of like weird farming techniques
okay.
that just literally don't make sense. I'm like,
Right.
what's happening?
when you get sucked into
Yeah.
a page that like will never apply to your life, but you're like, wow,
Yeah.
now I know how to like, grow bamboo in my whatever.
Literally. Yeah.
Can I get that hour back though?
Yeah, well, it's like, you know how like people talk about like we're in late stage capitalism.
Yeah.
It's like we're in like late stage like internet world.
Oh, just doom scrolling
Yeah.
like, horribly.
Doom scrolling horribly, but you know, I've heard of that. It's like it's literally dead. Like the internet is there's so many bots and there's so many
Yeah.
like automated responses that most of the activity on the internet is just nonsense.
Oh,
it's
I'm
just
sure,
computers computing.
Yeah.
And blah blah blah. It's not actually like users using.
Yeah.
It's just like this dead world that's happening out there.
Like,
It's
I mean,
so
I already feel like crazy making the memes I do. So I can't
Yeah.
imagine like the shit poster that posts like 10 times a day. That's like the craziest, like
Yeah.
video with sped up music. Like,
Yeah.
what is their end game with
What
that?
is
Like,
their end game?
you got
Yeah.
20,000 followers. You don't monetize it or anything. You're just doing it for
That's
fun.
weird.
Yeah.
Drinking 7-Up in your basement and doing this or something. Like, that's
Absolutely.
dedication right there. They love memes. Like, you know,
Yeah,
that's who
well,
should
you
be on
know,
this podcast.
It's
That
a
guy.
weird thing though. Okay, so I had like a meme page years ago, but it got 40,000 followers in a
shit.
couple years, and this was like, I don't know, 10 years ago. So 2013, 2014.
Wow.
And so I was kind of friends
I'm
with those
impressed.
people. It was like it was an anonymous account, kind of
Okay.
like how
Dang, you're a lot
Daddy
cooler than you
Issues.
let on.
Yeah. You know how Daddy Issues started and she was anonymous and just talked about really risque things?
Okay.
But I was
I
like
did notice.
around her time. So I talked about like sex and drugs, but, and I would sort of like write about my day, but I was anonymous. So nobody knew. I stopped doing it because someone found out it was me in college and sent it around to all the frat guys.
Oh.
So it was like a weird thing. But what's interesting is I wasn't making any money off of it, but I was really, really depressed at the time. And weirdly, what makes you popular and good on the internet is not healthy in the real world.
Yeah.
So like I
Usually.
was depressed, so I would just like post memes and post things, like I said, like all day.
Yeah.
So how I blew up is I was posting 10 times a day.
Yeah, through
but
attrition.
because I didn't have friends in real life. Yeah, and it's
You have a lot
sad.
of fake friends though.
Yeah, exactly. But also with
Same.
like DMs, I spent like 3 or 4 hours DMing hundreds of people back a day because like
Yeah.
they were my friends.
Aw.
And so
Yeah.
it's good that I'm
This is
doing
therapy right
Yeah.
now.
it's good that I'm doing so much better in real life, but I always get like sad that I let that account like go by the wayside.
I agree.
I'm just kind of like, oh, like now it's a
bring
real
it
job, but when right, I could.
Revive it.
Although I got the account shadow banned, I posted like some shit for a while that was like not okay with the algorithm, and shadow banning's a real thing. Have you ever been shadow banned?
I have, yeah.
I think it's real.
Why?
I think it's real.
Yeah.
Tell the
Why?
people, yeah, like what
Like-
did you post to get shadow banned?
Like nothing even stupid. I think it's happened probably like 2 or 3 times. The only time I can like I know why. No, I know why one time. Like, okay, so in bartending, if you like break a glass in your ice well, common phrase is called burning the well.
Yeah.
You burn the well, you get hot water, you put on the ice, you get rid of everything in there. You make sure the glass is out, and then you refill it with ice.
Yeah.
So like during all the like crazy Antifa and like Black Lives Matter stuff, like Instagram started doing all these crazy crackdowns. And I think I posted a meme about burning the well, and it was something stupid. It was like from Spider-Man, a screenshot or some like just normal screenshot and like something about burning the well.
Yeah.
But I think the caption was like burn it down. And so this was like during the riots and like not even related. Like, I don't even think my mind went to any of that.
Yeah.
But like Instagram, I guess they have like tags or something or like
Yeah.
buzzwords that if they see, they just like ban you or something.
Yeah.
Or like it
Yeah.
got pulled. So I knew like they saw it, and then you can like ask them to request like a review for it. Which they never side with you. They probably some like whatever dude in some other country that's just like doesn't
Nope.
even understand the context. And so yeah, so I got like shadow banned for like a week or two for like a common phrase.
Yeah.
Which
Were
is
you-
not
Burn it
that great of
down.
a story, but it's like
Yeah.
what the hell? Like
Yeah.
No, that's
for nothing.
that's what it is. Were you able to post or not even at all?
No, I could post. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't lose anything. I think it's just like people can't find your pages easy, and then you just see like a decrease in like some of your stats, which like it was still like fine. Like I know
Yeah.
other people have been affected way worse, but when you get like a number of strikes against your page, like that's when it gets scary because they can like just like totally remove your page for I just realized I had this on me. Sweet 86, somebody 86'd me with my own sticker.
Okay. Wait, I love
She
that.
Your
actually
own
like put it up
sticker?
here, and I
Yeah.
was like, I want to hear.
And I've been looking. I'm like, I thought it was like a brand or something, but I didn't even think.
Yeah.
86.
You know, this is totally like an industry term. I'm sure the
Yeah.
amount of memes you have about being 86. So in the industry, guys, 86 means like you're out of something, get rid of it. We were talking with some industry people today or a couple days ago at Tails, and they were like, dude, my least favorite thing is when like someone tries to come up and think that they're being cool in the industry. So do you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like when people like try to think they don't work in the industry, but they're like, oh, I know Nick, he's a bartender. Like
weaseling
yeah,
away
and they
and-
try to use like restaurant lingo, but wrong.
Yeah.
And then like, so I had a guy come up to me once, and he was like, he just wanted a burger to go, and he was like, hey man, can I just 86 a burger real quick? And I was like, that's not what that means.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
But,
like, or
do
can you hurry
That's
up and
hilarious.
86 me that cocktail? And so,
Wait, what?
so this bartender told us, they looked at him and they go, sir, what? And he goes, oh, well, it's an industry term. You probably don't. And the bartender was like,
I do.
Oh, I'm fully aware of what
Oh my
86
gosh.
means.
Oh yeah, and
Maybe you're not.
And this guy is like a huge bartender. You know what I mean? He's been working in works at Williams and Graham in Denver and like huge guy. And like, he's like, oh, I guess I just don't know like the most basic like restaurant term.
Oh my gosh. I think like a lot of people have been complaining because of the Bear, the show that's on.
Oh,
yeah.
And like they obviously use all the like kitchen lingo.
Yeah,
so people have been like watching that and like using it. So like
Oh, it's like, that's not for you.
yeah, and it's, I mean, like, do I care? No.
Yeah.
If they're using it wrong, it's kind of hilarious.
yeah.
It's getting like co-opted, I guess, but I don't know.
That's interesting. I haven't watched The Bear, but I'm sure they do it all the time. In the kitchen, like back of house kitchens have more lingo than like front of
for
house.
sure.
It's almost a little like it's like a dialect sometimes.
Well, when you
Yeah.
accidentally say like heard, so for any non-industry people watching, you always like repeat that like you heard someone. And so like if they're like, hey, could you grab me more ice? You're like, heard, more ice. Or you just say heard.
Heard.
And so like I'll be in normal life and they're like, hey, can you like open that door for me? And I'm like, heard.
Yeah.
And
And
they're
it
like,
sounds like rude when a normal person says it. Because I remember before I was in the industry, my friend would always like talk in kitchen lingo and like, I was like, heard? Dude, what?
Heard.
And now, it's like second
Yeah.
nature. I don't know.
86 me a burger. But that actually kind of leads me into a question I want to have. With people like thinking that they like know you or they're cool, like whether it's like a regular at a bar, but on meme pages, don't you get like a lot of people in the DMs that like try to like help you out and like try to like make jokes with you, but they're just like super fucking cringe, and it's like, all right, sir, like, just don't even.
I
like,
mean, oh man, I gotta be this guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of stuff, and like, I don't know. I mean, there are some that like do make the cut and stuff, but a lot of times, like, I want it to be coming from like me as a person talking. I do use other people's stuff like a bit, but yeah, there's a ton of stuff that just like is not good or bad, and it's just like I just like it or say LOL or whatever. It's just there's so much stuff now because it's a bigger page, and at the same time, it may be somebody that sends me something and I'll save it and like maybe use it down the road. So like anybody that's listening, if I laughed at it, it may be funny. Like it may be good. It just may not be the right moment. Like it's kind of just like all how I'm feeling in that moment. Like somebody asked me yesterday, like, oh, you got to like be scheduling stuff. And I'm like, dude, no, I just make everything like kind of on the fly.
Yeah.
Like, the day before.
I have like a kind of a woo-woo like theory with like Instagram. No, how I used to do my memes is I would scroll and then stop.
Yeah.
Or just exactly how I was feeling at the time. And people would ask me like how they like got big. And I was like, I literally think there's a certain energy that if you have when you post, that it works. And I think that when you schedule stuff, that je ne sais quoi, or that X factor, or that little, I don't know, magic isn't in there, and it doesn't go viral. I truly think that.
Well, I think like a lot of times if it's like late at night and I need to post, but I'm like so tired. I don't like have that magic in me to like come up with the stuff that's going to make like a successful post.
Yeah.
But then there are times when like, sometimes I'm like on my computer, but I'm also like doing it and I can like flip stuff into Photoshop and really make something. And that's when like, stuff comes out. So it really depends on like the inspiration, what you're looking at, or like what you're thinking about, or like how your day was, or like how much caffeine we drank.
Yeah.
That's a lot of it. So yeah, it really depends. And like, some days like my screen time's, crazy. And I'm like, I just like am stocked up on like inspiration. And then other days I'm just like not feeling it, but I'll like reach deep down to make something happen. Or like, I have a few like people that send me stuff that like they're funny,
Yeah.
And that's super helpful. Especially here, I've had a few people kind of helping out. So
Nice.
it just depends. Yeah. I like that theory though. That's good.
Because I believe in Instagram tarot, where like sometimes
Manifesting good posts.
and I sometimes think that like the posts find me right when they need to find me, and I think that person put it out to find me
They
at that
speak to
moment.
you, The algorithm knows you. I think that's what it is.
I think the algorithm's like living.
But
what I mean? Like,
there are days I swear like every post is a banger on Instagram. And then some days it's like a slow day on Instagram where like nothing is, I'm getting all the weirdest pages that I follow, like sports. And I'm like, yo, I need some funny shit. Like
nothing's hitting.
I think like all the funny people see each other. So they start posting, or like there's a good template out, or like something funny just happened in like pop culture and they start riffing and then everybody's doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's also the game where like, the Barbie Oppenheimer thing is like almost so played out at this point. I'm like, can this please like end?
We're done.
And I'm like, dude, like at this point, I think like there's some PR behind it on some of the bigger meme pages. Like there's gotta be, because like they're just still cranking out the same memes, like same formats. I'm like, yo, like next funny thing has gotta happen. Like
I feel like
I don't know.
And as the internet gets older, like and like memes, you know, evolve, because they really do. We're seeing like less giant memes, you know, because like think about like Harambe, that shit. Yeah. Like I mean,
the submarine was like
the submarine was
Harambe
really
of 2023.
Yeah,
it was
of the opposite spectrum.
Yeah.
What are some other like massive ones that like
that have happened recently?
Yeah,
my memory is so bad.
I know.
We could just
I just
scroll
like
down
forget about it.
the page.
The submarine I think was huge. I was like, this is a good one. Or you know, I was just doing a little deep dive or revisiting the Walmart yodeling kid.
Oh,
what is that?
You remember
the little
what's
Walmart,
his name?
the little Mason Ramsey was a little boy that was yodeling in a Walmart. Oh come on, no, and then they brought him out to Coachella and he met Justin Bieber.
He was like a 10-year-old yodel.
The corn kid, that was huge.
The corn.
That sounds
that
like of
over.
equal to what you're talking about.
Massive, yeah,
that was huge. And then, but it's like you see something so much, you almost start to hate it. Maybe not that kid, but like a meme, like the submarine. Like it was like, all right, 3 days is enough for this.
Yeah,
and like the Will Smith slapping thing, that was huge. That was like one day of that, and I was like, okay, like we got to move on. I didn't even meme that because I didn't really agree with kind of that whole situation.
That was so fucking dumb.
It was stupid. There are some things I just like don't want to touch because I don't like.
You're like, I don't need to take a stance on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Submarine.
Well, I wanted to
submarine. I did post, and some people were like backlash at first, but I think like I don't know. It's like whatever.
If we don't have comedy, we have nothing.
I know.
I agree.
Like, come on. Like, if you're not gonna, if it offends you, just scroll. Like, I'm not like thinking so deep into these things and taking stances on them. Like, it's just, haha. Okay, next.
Let comedians be comedians.
Yeah.
Well, we have a couple questions, but then I wanted to ask you, you had mentioned before we started filming, because this always happens, we chit chat before we get on, and it's like some of the best stuff. But you said that you were in the top 1 to 3% of Shopify stores.
Yeah.
Of all Shopify stores for your merch.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, maybe they show that to every single person to keep them going. But no, on the Shopify app, they give you like random stats on the homepage, like when you just log in or whatever, click it. We've had it for like 2 or 3 years, and we've been consistently in the 1 or 2%, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So we've been in business since 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't dug any deeper into that. Like, you could probably Google it, and it's probably like, you're a dumbass. Like everybody sees this, but
well, I was gonna say kind of a lead-in question to where do you see the future of movers and shakers? Yeah. What's your, if you could like your craziest wish in the world, like what's kind of where do you see yourself, and then who is your like white whale of brands or people to partner with?
Yeah, so man, it's tough because I always try to like forecast, and then like things just life happens. Yeah. And it's like I keep a really slim operation. Like it's really just me. I have a person fulfilling, and then my partner helps me with some stuff along the way. But you know, being here is amazing. This is our second year at Tails. Like we've designed the merch for them. And obviously we have our booths, so we sell our own stuff here. And yeah, we have like over 500 products on our site now. Yeah. It's just like me and like a very, very small operation. So it's been really cool to grow even that big and like be at a point where I can just do this like full time if I wanted to, which I don't. I punish myself with other side projects. But yeah, I've had some cool collaborations in the past. Like I said earlier, I got an email from PBR today. So maybe something will come with that.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I don't get approached that much anymore about like content partnerships, which I wish we would. So we'll see. I think people are still trying to figure out the like meme space.
Which is so silly. Like, I feel like big companies are so behind. Like, working in social media.
It's tough, though, because, like, there's some brands that delve into the meme space and do a good job, and then sometimes just straight corny. So it's like, you gotta, like, do it right. Like, Slim Jim was, like, one of the first people doing it, and it was, like, hilarious. And it's like, why is Slim Jim posting about meat sticks in 69? You know? But it made you want to go get a Slim Jim for some reason. But I don't know. Yeah. Like, I don't want to set a goal because I want it to be exceeded. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. But on to somewhat unrelated. Like, what do you think about like giant meme pages that are like monetized, like Middle Class Fancy and like Shithead Steve? Like, those are all kind of like run by one company or like a few companies. I
didn't know that. I think Middle Class Fancy is a cultural relic, honestly, because I think it's just like really gets middle class fancy. And that makes sense that it's like ran by a company because like they're just
it used to be a dude, and like he used to, because I think I followed his personal, and then like it kind of got to a point where I could tell it would like changed.
I agree.
And then like I think I looked on like the website and like kind of found out it was run by the same people. So it's like it's kind of interesting to know that. I don't know.
I feel like with the big pages, you know, like Fuck Jerry got in trouble for this a long time ago, is what he had teams of interns go and follow basically every up and coming comedian on Twitter. And they would go down and take their jokes and turn them into memes. So he had a huge controversy because like it was stealing, but he was sort of twisting it in a different way. But they kind of all came out again, like against him because when you're such a small voice, you're like, oh, Fuck Jerry stole my joke that I did in my stand-up last week. It doesn't matter because nobody hears you. But
that's
it
interesting.
Got so bad.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it got so bad that it got so big.
But you see that now with smaller pages. Like you'll see the tweet and then you'll see it in a TikTok video where a dude just like looking around, and then you'll see the screen cap, and then you'll see like a meme made of it, and it's like, and maybe you saw this one, and you didn't know it was this one. So it's like, interesting. Like, how do we feel about that? Is that good? Is it bad? I mean, I've probably done that inadvertently, you know? So I don't know.
But but it's weird. But also, memes are kind of meant to be like repeated, you know? So it's kind of like, if it's a meme, I guess you could say.
And that's another thing. Like, I've had somebody where I took like just a template and I photoshopped, it was like a book and a dude walking through, and then they walk out the other side and they're like in like, they're like grungy clothes, and then they come out nicer. And it was like some other book for some other thing. And then I changed it to like a cocktail book. And then he DM'd me, but I didn't see it till like 4 hours later. But he was like pissed, like, take this down. I'm like, this is my template. And I was like, dude, I've seen this template a million times. I've changed it. Well, how are you mad about it? It's just like one of 10 photos on a carousel post. Like, bro, like, come on.
Like it's not that serious.
Are we that upset about that? Like, come on. Or you could have been like, hey, do you mind tagging me? Sure.
That.
Also, I don't like look at my Instagram all the time, or else I would literally never get off my phone ever. So it's crazy.
It's real time.
It's just like to give off that energy is like, dude, like I'm looking at your post and you took all this shit from other people. That's part of the game, is like a little give and take. I get when it's like the biggest Instagram page and they're like farming content at that level is a little like messed up.
Yeah, that
at
was
least
feisty.
Like credit the comedian.
Now they credit everything. So they'll take them and still turn it into memes. But if you look on some of those big accounts like him, everything has a tag.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when like you see like a funny meme on a smaller page and then like Shithead Steve posts it with no credit, and you're like, bro, like you kind of have to because you're that big. Like that's fucked up. I don't know.
Well, to close, we don't take too much of your time. We have a game we like to play.
Okay, it's just
you know the game. Yeah, it's on.
Like
it's on the podcast now, but we kind of change it up.
Sweet.
A little game of Fuck, Marry, Kill.
How did I know it was going to be that?
Yeah.
It's just too easy. It's too easy. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, Nick.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
so this one is there's a little bit of visualization with it. Okay, so Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Boy.
3 different bar guests. Okay, the first one is the bar guest that keeps reminding you that they're also a bartender and like kind of telling you how to do it.
Okay.
You know? Like, oh, well, I do it like that. Kind of trying to impress you, but you're just annoying the fuck out of me.
We're gonna play Fuck, Marry 86. How about that? Because I don't want to kill anybody on your podcast.
Okay, Fuck, Marry 86.
No like violence. We don't want to get
I think
shadow
you know who I'm
banned.
86ing. Yeah, there you go. Those bad words.
Yeah, for inciting violence. Gosh.
All right. Second bar guess is the annoying yuppie girls that just want you to make something up, but like not too sweet, but like maybe add some like cucumber and like maybe like a jalapeno or something.
You've never been that girl.
Yeah. No, you're that girl.
I am that girl.
Under the bus.
I'm actually like a little bit of a industry person's worst nightmare, and I am industry.
Well,
You
you're
were outing
gluten-free
yourself.
and like,
Oh, wow. Okay. You're
I'm
fun.
celiac.
Okay.
And so they trust me, they asked me if I'm a real one, but it's also like I am very specific.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I am. But at least
It's
I don't
okay.
say like bartender's choice, like do this, and then I say I don't like it. I'm just like I just know what I want.
Okay, I like people that know what they want.
Yeah,
The
but-
worst is the person that doesn't know what they want at all.
Exactly,
Which
and
like
that's
I
this
can
bitch.
guide you, but you got to give me something in return.
Give me
It's
something.
a give and pull.
Yeah.
All right, third bar guest. Regular that thinks you're boys, but you really can't stand him. But he tips really well. And he's a nice guy.
Oh,
But
I'll marry that person.
Oh.
Am I fucking a group of girls? I'm going to be single after this. And I'm 86 in the first person. Was the first person again?
the first person was that bartender. that
Oh,
comes in.
yeah.
So, I'm a
Can't do
bartender.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't mind
86.
the Punisher regulars. I've had some. I won't out them on this
Yeah.
podcast. But if they're tipping, that's cool. Yeah. I feel like I'm pretty patient
Oh, that's good.
in bartending. Yeah.
You
At least
gotta
I
be.
think so. I
Yeah.
don't know.
You gotta be unless you
Every
work
bartender
at,
probably says that.
no, because what they do is if they're not, they work at those bars where you can like be mean to the customer and
Yeah.
it's like a shtick.
Yeah. I think I've like, as a bartender, you kind of have a path. And like, I worked at a place that unfortunately like taught us to be pretentious, which was terrible. And then I learned very shortly, like after that wasn't cool. So I've kind of been through those. And then I got to the point where I was like, very comfortable with myself behind the bar and like my abilities to where like I understand people and I have to like be patient.
Yeah.
Even like out here, I was telling you some stories today and like it was some interesting people, but I managed and like I'd rather be nice and have them remember a good experience than, sabotage the experience.
Yeah.
For
Totally.
people. So at the end of the day, you're there to make them happy. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, thanks, man, for being here. This is
Yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
you didn't
Thanks
want
for
to do the
having me.
cocktail one?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot
let's do
about
it.
that one.
Well,
Last
last
one.
He's
thing.
done.
One last one. Yeah.
Clock it out of here.
Clocking
out.
No, I forgot about it. Okay. Fuck Mary 86. Espresso Martini, Bloody Mary, Aperol Spritz.
Oh, I will marry the Aperol Spritz just for
Low ABV.
bitter and low ABV. Obviously, I'm not going to drink them, unfortunately. But they
Any of them,
You can make a mocktail version of that. Fuck in a good way, espresso martini. Like I do an espresso martini competition back home because
cool.
it was like we were memeing about them so hard and like they were trending so hard. But when I stopped drinking, I know you're on the same page. Obviously, like I turned to caffeine as my substitution,
Yeah.
and I've dealt with over caffeinating for the past like couple years.
Yep.
But I've really fallen in love with like coffee and coffee culture and wanted to learn more. So I do a competition that brings bartenders and baristas together. So it's like a espresso martini competition, but also a latte art competition.
Oh,
and they go at the
amazing.
same time and
Okay.
they're like a team. So that's a little background on that.
What's that called? Do you want to plug it?
Yeah, it's just the espresso martini latte art throwdown. I've done 4 in Florida, so I'm trying to take that like on the road.
Okay.
I've done them all with Bacardi, which has been super awesome. Been really
Bacardi
supportive.
needs to get you an
They
Airstream
do.
Yeah.
and take you
Ooh,
around the
there we
country.
go.
You
Let's
sell
go.
movers and shakers merch.
Yes, I
and
need a
you throw the
window.
pop-ups.
Boom.
Yeah, you
That would be so sick.
just an idea, Bacardi.
Yeah. Bloody Mary. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like I used to like Bloody Marys, and I probably would still drink one, like even just like tomato juice, but like, I don't know. Right now, I'm not feeling them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a weird,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
it's a weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're 86 in it. We're throwing it out.
I don't know. I just can't do it. Can't do
Burning
it right now.
it down. Just
Yeah, burn the well.
Well,
Burn it down.
All right. Well, is there anything else? Or obviously, we'll put all your links.
Yeah.
But anything else for the people watching that you want to plug or want them to know, or some imparting wisdom?
I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
follow the page. I mean, the memes are funny. Let's talk. I'll be nice. I'll LOL at you at least. No, I don't know. The industry needs more just
no.
humor and like niceness, especially after COVID when everybody's like treated so horribly. So I don't know. I think that's what I want people to take out of this is treat your industry people with respect.
Yes,
We're
yes.
people
I love
too,
it.
and everybody in general. So yeah, that's all I got.
Absolutely. Well, cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers.
cheers. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
No
and
problem.
we're off to the rest of Tales of the Cocktail, guys.
Sweet.
See you later.
Later.
Bye.